Alright, so currently this is what the brake line setup look like. I managed to plumb everything right. No leaks yet. Just a little basic check. I don't see any leaks yet, but I don't bleed the brakes as yet. Alright, so let's get into it. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Alright, so today I'm going to show you the changes that I've made to my braking system. Hold on, I'm playing a pass. Alright, playing pass now. Yeah, so I'm going to show you the changes I made to my brakes to particularly fix the loss of pressure issue I've been having with the splitter. So let's get into it, alright? Show now, go on now. Alright guys, so let me explain what I did here. So this is currently my brake setup on the firewall. Excuse the noise in the background, some kids are playing, so see if I can try my best for you to hear me. Alright, so what I did, I got rid of the splitter. Alright, so the splitter would normally sit on the firewall right here. So I got rid of the splitter and replaced it with a bias valve. That's that you see the knob for it right there. And I use a T and I use a joiner. Alright, so let me carry it from the master cylinder side, come over here. Alright, so on a typical master cylinder like this, regular Corolla splitter, Corolla master cylinder. So you have two lines coming off, one at the front, one at the back. Usually, this one at the front goes over to this T. One line goes to the front right wheel, and the other line would go into the splitter. And then this line now will go straight to the splitter on the other side, because you have two lines that feed into the splitter and three lines coming out. Alright, so that's what happened on this side. So I haven't changed anything right here. Majority of the change is down there. So that's where we're going to head now. Alright, so we're back here now. So what I did here, the line that came off the T that would have gone into the splitter to go to the back brake, I join it to this line which goes to the front brake. So the two front brakes are coming off one line off the master cylinder. Alright, so this line is coming from the T that I just showed you over by the master cylinder. Alright, so stay with me now. The other line that came off the master cylinder, it went into the bias valve. I'm zooming in on it now. Hopefully you can see it. Alright, so I'm trying my best to zoom in on it. So that's the brake bias valve. Alright, so the other line from the master cylinder goes into one side of the brake bias valve, and it's an adjustable valve. And from the bias valve it comes into this T right here, and then the two lines that goes to the rear brakes, they come out of the T. So essentially the brake bias valve does the same thing as the brake proportioning valve. I'm going to show you that in a bit so you can see what I'm talking. Essentially it does the same thing, right? Essentially it does the same thing, but I'm able to adjust it to increase the pressure to the front, if I am explaining it correctly. But if not, somebody can explain it better in the comment section. But basically that's it. You have the ability to adjust the pressure. With the stock OEM proportioning valve, that comes set already to maintain a particular pressure. So any variant outside of that, it doesn't really function that well, as in my case, because based on the brakes I have at the front and at the back, it wasn't doing anything for me. So I had to resort to this. So this is currently what I have on the car. It will work, and why I say it will work is that I've seen others do it, particularly those who do brake tuck, where they remove everything from the firewall and put it on the back of the firewall inside. So you won't see any of this. You won't see any of this. The lines and all of that, you won't see any of that out here. It's on the back of the firewall inside. So they would come off the master over here, go into the firewall, and then everything is on the inner part of the firewall. And they don't use brake splitter or proportioning valve. They use the adjustable valve like this. So that's why I choose to go with this. Alright guys, so this is a typical proportion valve, a 5-port one. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ports. Alright, so this would normally be bolted onto your firewall. Alright, so with this now, these are the 2 entry points. And these are for the rear brakes, and this is for the front. These 2, alright, so these 2 are typically, all of this side is in one chamber, and this is another chamber. And you can pull them. I pulled them before. The first one I got, I pulled it up because I wanted to know how it works. Alright, so one line straight from the master cylinder from here, front, rear. The T, that I have a T line that goes to the driver's side front brake. From the T, the other line comes here, goes here. So each section feed both a front and a back, and this feed a back, and the front would have teed off from the master cylinder. Alright? Alright guys, so that's what I did to install the bias valve on my car. I removed the splitter and I connected the lines just as I showed you. Alright? As I say, I've seen others do it on their car. Many persons do it on their car, especially persons that are doing a brake line tuck. If you look on other YouTubers' videos of brake line tuck, that's how they use a bias valve to control the pressure going to the back. Alright, so I want to say thank you to everybody that has been watching my videos. I realize that my viewership has significantly gone up, and I want to thank you for all of that, especially those who have subscribed. And I appreciate the fact that persons are taking the time out to watch my videos, and I try to respond to every comment. And I even got viewership from other islands. I think there's this guy from Antigua, I don't remember his name right now, but I want to say a special thank you to him and the fellow Jamaicans that continue to watch my videos. Right, so one of the questions I got, a DM, somebody asked me why it takes so long for me to get the car to this stage. Honestly, it took me this long because, for one, I'm doing the work myself. This car has never been into a garage. I do everything here. I drop in the engine here. Everything, the welding is done at home, not by me, but somebody come in and do the welding, because I'm not a good welder. It was the body work and everything was done at the fiberglass work was done at home. I learned the fiberglass work on this car. I learned to draw filler on this car. I brought somebody in to spray the car. Probably the only thing that was not done here is the exhaust. I took it to a muffler shop to get the exhaust done because you know it's easier on a ramp compared to doing the exhaust on the ground, right? So, but why it take me so long? Resources for one, and as I say, I enjoy building the car. I could have taken it to a garage, and I know many speed shops that I could have taken it to, and they could have done the work for me. I'm just gonna pick it up and pay the bill. But I enjoy wrenching on the car, so it take me that long. Plus, it take resources to put in everything you want to put in as a progress. Because honestly, this car wasn't supposed to be this heavily modified. Apart from converting it to 4-wheel drive, the only thing I was want to change was the pistons and the injectors, upgrade the turbo, and then the usual stuff, and that was about it. But when we pull the engine to change the piston, we realized that one of the rods slightly stretched. So I'm sorry, I carried the crank, get it checked. Crank was perfect. I went and changed. I just bought some forge rods because I already got some forged pistons. But then when I got the forged pistons, I realized the pistons are a bit bigger than the standard, so I had to borrow the block to fit those bigger pistons, and it just kind of spiral from there. You start improving other things, especially like when it became a track focus car. But yeah, also asked why I went 4-wheel drive. Now, this car originally was not 4-wheel drive. I converted to 4-wheel drive, but Corolla's similar year. The chassis before this, which is the AE 100, both the wagon and the sedan, they come 4-wheel drive too. And some of the AE 92, I think that's the chassis number, or AE 91. That's Corollas from 89 to 91, I think. Some of them come 4-wheel drive also. So we wanted to build something different, so we chose to go 4-wheel drive. There's another car that we have that's 4-wheel drive. I'm going to do a feature on that car one of these days. It's a 91 Corolla wagon that we converted to 4-wheel drive, that has in a 4AG 1616 turbocharged. I'm going to do a feature on that car one of these days. So that's another car in the circle. So we wanted to build something different. So we chose to go 4-wheel drive. The chassis is different in terms of, for the subframe at the back, the 4-wheel drive chassis is different. So the front wheel drive back end or back subframe is different. It doesn't directly bolt up. You have to do some cutting for the back subframe of the 4-wheel drive rear end to fit. But minor cutting, not much, just for it to fit and bolt up. So somebody has asked me, what are my plans for the car? How much power I want to build and all of that. To be honest with you, I was building this car to go 12 seconds class. Now this car can do much better. What I have in there can give me a lot of power. But I want to have the car at a stage where I can maintain the car, because that's one of the key things for me. I don't want a car where if something breaks, the car have to sit for months before I can get it back up and running to go to the next race meet. I don't want that to happen. So I prefer to have a car with less power that I can maintain easily. So I wanted to drop in the 12-second class because I want to race. I'm not running down records or time. I want to be competitive in a class, and to me, the most competitive classes are 11, 12, 13, a little to a lesser extent 10. 10 not that I don't find 10 to be 10 second class to have a lot of cars in there. Sometimes not even 16 cars in there because everybody trying to go down to 9. So cars that would usually run 10 are chasing 9. So I don't find 10 second class to be as competitive as 11 and 12, because sometimes for 12 second class they have 32. Same thing for the 11 second class. It's very competitive. Sometimes if you run 11-2, you're like halfway down the grid, or the lower half of the grid with a 11-2 or a 12-2, 12-3. You understand? So I wanted the car to be in a class that I find competitive, where I can race and enjoy myself. In terms of power level, it's a built engine, as I told you. My aim is to whatever 20 pound of boost give me, that's what I'm gonna run. So 20 pound and 50 shot, whatever that give me, that's what I'm working with. I will maintain it right there. I don't, if you give me 300, well, probably that'll give me more than 300 enough. Probably give me 4 or something. If you give me over 5, alright. But my aim is not for high numbers. It's more reliability and a power level that I can maintain the car. I don't have to worry about if I break something, I can't manage to fix it back. Sorry. So that is my aim for the car. 12 seconds, 20 pound of boost, 50 shot of nitrous, and whatever that give me with the 4-wheel drive system. Because I'm not even running slicks. I'm gonna use some street and track, and that should be enough for me. Yeah, I want to send a big shout out to Marvin Stewart, the owner and driver of the Flea. He reached out to me, and yes, I definitely want to drop in 12 so I can line up with him and enjoy some racing. Because one of the things that I admire about that man is that he's interested in racing. Being competitive is not just about running down the fast time, because that's one of the things that I don't really enjoy about drag racing. Again, the competition is not really there to me, because persons are chasing time, chasing them personal best, which I mean, to each his own. If that's what you're aiming for, that's what you're aiming for. But I prefer to see racing, especially cars that persons spend the time and money and put together. I'm not a fan of cars that you just go buy off a lot and jump in and go down the track. I'm not really a fan of that. I wouldn't, to be honest with you, I don't necessarily come to racing to see those cars. I want to see the cars that people build and put together. I enjoy that, especially the older cars. I mean, I'm not knocking the new cars, so the BMW guys, the Audi guys, the GTRs, the Benz, the Jet Tours. I'm not knocking them, but I enjoy seeing a car that people put together and come to the track. Them have them issues, them fix it, them come back again. Yeah, there's nothing I enjoy more than seeing a whole car beat a new car. I don't know if you guys feel the same way. You can give me your views in the comment section. But yeah, because if I really, even if I had money like that could spend, I wouldn't necessarily buy a new car. I would still buy an old car and spend the money in it. I don't really enjoy watching the new car, because there's nothing to do. Most of them is not even stick shift. Most of them is not even stick shift. You just press gas and go. Some of them might be paddle shift, but even if they use that, But most of them just press and go and steer. I don't enjoy that. I prefer to see built cars go down the track. But as I said, that's my view. Everybody come to race to watch different things. So to each his own. You can, as I say, you can down in the comment section tell me what you think about that. But yeah. But big up Marvin and the Flea. He make a lot of progress. When that car first come out, I remember when it ran 12.4, and with the necessary changes that he had made, he's now at 12.0. The other car that I tell you about that is in my circle, that car ran 12.0 on the first outing also. We're gonna push that car down into 11, but we're not yet. The aim is to kind of dominate 12s, and we'll have a few upgrades to do to that car. We're having a bit of issue, but that car will run 12, anywhere between 12.1 to 12.0 all day consistently without an issue, and it's a crowd favorite. It's a crowd favorite. I'm gonna see if I have a video of it going down the track and insert it so you can see which car talking. So that's the car I'm telling you about. It's a 1991 or 1990, somewhere about there, Corolla station wagon. Converted it to four-wheel drive also, and so it has in a 4AG 16 valve 1600. Most persons think that car has a trace, but it's actually a 1600 16 valve 4AG. So I'm gonna do a video on that car. I don't have that car here with me. I'm gonna have to go over to my friend's house where that car is. So when I get a chance, I'm gonna do a feature on it so you guys can get familiar with that car also. Alright, so that's where we're gonna end this vlog, guys. Hope you enjoyed this one. So just a bit of update. Because I work 9 to 5, so I normally come in at the evenings like this, so sometimes I don't really have the energy and vibes to work on the car, to be honest with you, sometimes, because that also play a role in why this car takes so long. But my aim is for one of these days this week, I'm gonna bleed the brakes on the car to ensure that I have brakes, drive out the car, test the brake, feel the brake, make sure everything alright, and then the next step would be the dyno. But that has what been holding back this car from going to the dyno. I don't have any brakes really, so even though sometimes I drive the car on the road, especially when I was working in the engine, I never really go far, and I drive very slow because I never really had good brakes. So I had to be very cautious, so I tend to avoid driving the car unnecessarily. But once it's sorted out, next step, the dyno, and you guys will definitely be there with me. And while I'm bleeding the brakes, I'm gonna try make a video, update you guys every step of the way, so you know exactly what is happening. Alright, so thanks again for watching. Alright, so that's where we're going to end this video. Catch me in another one, alright?